Hello, I'm Joe and welcome to Access A-List. Now, it's been a big week of upheaval in British TV as we finally discovered who will be replacing Jeremy Clarkson as the host of Top Gear. The bombshell turned out to be not that surprising at all, as bookies' favourite and Radio 2 breakfast host Chris Evans was this week confirmed in the role. The BBC says Chris has signed a 3-year deal with production on the new series due to start in the next few weeks. There's no information as yet on who will join him to present the programme, but we do definitely know there'll be no James May and Richard Hammond, as Jeremy Clarkson confirmed this week that he's working on his own motoring show, which will definitely feature Hammond and May. Speaking about his new job though, Chris Evans said, "I'm thrilled. Top Gear is my favourite programme of all time, created by a host of brilliant minds who love cars and understand how to make the massively complicated come across as fun, devil-may-care and effortless. I promise I will do everything I possibly can to respect what has gone on before and take the show forward." Kim Schilling-Law, controller of BBC Two and BBC Four, added, "I'm so delighted that Chris will be presenting the next series of Top Gear. His knowledge of and passion for cars are well known, and combined with his sheer inventiveness and cheeky unpredictability, he's the perfect choice to take our much-loved show into the future." In March, Chris tweeted that he would not be putting himself forward for the Top Gear job, hence a tweet this week saying he will not be leaving the Radio 2 breakfast show, has many speculating that he will do just that. Chris also tweeted that there's no bad blood between him and old pal Clarkson, quashing tabloid rumours and saying that if there is a war between them, then he is Switzerland. So, is Chris Evans the right choice for one of the biggest jobs on TV? Let us know what you think at Access A-List on Twitter, or drop us a comment below. Another change on one of Britain's biggest shows sees BBC Radio 1 presenter Nick Grimshaw and pop star Rita Ora joining the X Factor judging panel for the new series. Grimshaw will fill in for departing veteran Louis Walsh, whereas Ora is set to jump ship from BBC rival show The Voice to fill the 4th judging position. The new generation of judges will sit alongside Cheryl and Simon when the show returns in the autumn. It's also reported that singer Paloma Faith will be filling Rita's spinning red chair for the new series of the BBC Singing Contest. Speaking about his new role on ITV though, Grimshaw said, "I love X Factor and have watched the series religiously since it started, so obviously I'm hugely excited to be joining the show. Music is my job and my passion, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what talent we can find and nurture this year. I can't wait for judges' houses in Oldham." Ora added, "This is a journey I can't wait to embark on to find some talented singers. It's the new generation taking over." Boom. This comes after ITV chose Ollie Murs and Caroline Flack to host the show following the departure of long-time presenter and tight trouser aficionado Dermot O'Leary, who stood down in March, as show boss Simon Cowell hopes the revamp will give his show a much-needed ratings boost. Two more stars in the headlines this week were Justin Bieber and his mentor Usher, who are facing a $10 million copyright trial after being accused of stealing their song Somebody to Love from another artist. The singers came under fire in 2013 when songwriters Devin Dorico Copeland and Mario Overton filed a lawsuit against them, but the case was dismissed. However, a court has now overturned that decision, with Judge Pamela Harris writing, "After listening to the Copeland song and the Bieber and Usher songs as wholes, we conclude that their choruses are similar enough and also significant enough that a reasonable jury could find the songs intrinsically similar." Bieber and Usher's version of Somebody to Love reached number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 2010, while Copeland and Overton wrote theirs in 2008. The claimants allege that music scouts played their song for Usher, who passed it on to Bieber. The case follows the story that we brought you of Pharrell Williams and Robin Thicke's copyright trial over global chart topper Blurred Lines earlier this year, where both artists were ordered to pay millions to Marvin Gaye's family after a jury found them to have infringed copyright on the 1977 song Got to Give It Up. Representatives for Bieber and Usher have been approached for comment, but are yet to say anything. Last week we brought you the news that Aussie rapper Iggy Azalea is now engaged to her NBA player boyfriend Nick Young, after the LA Lakers star proposed to Iggy at his birthday party. Now, one of their first well-wishers was Brit host of American chat institution The Late Late Show, James Corden. As he begins to really settle into the programme, Corden has established his own regular items, including carpool karaoke, in which he drives a star to work with him, and in between singing their own songs at them, conducts an interview. And it was during this item that he and Iggy not only duetted on some of her hip-hop hits, but she also promised that if he were to get ordained, she would let him officiate the wedding. Iggy also confirmed that singer Demi Lovato would be one of her bridesmaids, leading Corden to suggest she duet with him on Lionel Richie classic Endless Love, before Iggy and James made an impromptu stop to try on some wedding dresses, which they liked so much they then headed off to the studio wearing. Another regular feature of the show is Corden and a famous guest from the world of acting running through the interviewee's entire movie back catalogue in just 6 minutes, and his partner in this week's sketch was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Check out Access A-List on Twitter, where we'll be tweeting the clips very, very soon. Fresh off filming Fast and Furious 7 in Abu Dhabi last year, Hollywood action hero Vin Diesel has now returned to the Middle East. Along with co-stars Chris Tucker, Steve Martin and Kristen Stewart, Diesel has begun filming his upcoming war film with Oscar-winning director Ang Lee. Now, we first brought you news of filming commencing in the region a few weeks ago, and Diesel has added to the buzz, posting a video and pictures online about his plans to ride a camel for the first time, saying the ship of the desert meets the hunk of the desert. To be honest, we ain't sure which is which. But Morocco is just one of many filming locations for the new movie based on the true story of 19-year-old US private Billy Lynn and his company, who survive a harrowing Iraq battle that happens to be captured by news cameras and are then brought home for a promotional tour, which culminates in the spectacular halftime show of a Thanksgiving Day football game. But all the while, they face an imminent return to war. Billy Lynn's long halftime walk is due out next year. As always, we finish with films, and here's this week's new releases. Now, first up, the much anticipated Entourage movie has us catching up with E, Drama, Turtle and of course Vince, who agrees to take Ari's offer of starring in his new movie, but only if he gets to direct. Things get a bit out of hand when the $100 million flick goes over budget, leaving the boys at the mercy of the cutthroat world of Hollywood. Now, just like the show, it's glossy and silly and loads of fun. Something different is Mr. Holmes, which is a new take on Arthur Conan Doyle's classic detective, and sees a long-retired Sherlock, played by Sir Ian McKellen, grappling with an unreliable memory and forced to rely on his housekeeper's son as he revisits the still unsolved case that led to his retirement. It's a fresh look at a well-known character, and as always, Sir Ian is magnificent. It's our pick of the week. And finally, The Longest Ride is the story of bull riding champion Luke, played by Clint Eastwood's extremely hunky son Scott, and college student Sophia, who are in love but face an uncertain future. As Luke hopes to make a comeback on the rodeo circuit, and Sophia is about to embark on her dream job in New York's art world. Now, as the couple ponder their future, they find inspiration in an elderly man whose romance with his beloved wife withstood the test of time. Now, to be honest, ladies, you'll probably love this, but lads, if you hated The Notebook, get ready to yawn again. That's it from this week's Access A-List, and as always, for all the latest showbiz news from all over the globe, check out levant.tv and follow us on Twitter @AccessA-List.